The shove wasn't loud. It was a dull thud, small body meeting polished hardwood, followed by my daughter's startled breath, like the air had been punched out of her. "Seats for my real grandkid," my father said, fork still raised. "Move." Maeve was 9, legs tucked under her chair, a paper crown sliding in her hair. She blinked, trying to solve the word real. Then she hit the floor in front of a table full of adults and candles. No one moved. My mother stared at the centerpiece. My sister Tessa watched the room instead of the child on the ground. Silence settled, heavy and familiar. I stood. My chair screamed across the floor, and my father flinched at that, at noise, not pain. I crossed the rug and knelt beside Maeve. Her knee was already blooming beneath her tights. Her hands shook, then grabbed my sleeve, fingers clamping like the floor might betray her again. "I've got you," I whispered. Her cheek pressed to my shoulder, damp with shock, not tears. I helped her up and felt her shrink, shoulders curling, trying to take up less space than the cruelty aimed at her. "We're leaving," I said. "Harlow," my mother warned. "Don't make a scene." I looked at the table, silver, china, the polished portrait of a family that loved itself. Then I reached into my bag and placed a thin folder between the gravy boat and my father's glass. I met his eyes and said the 4 words I'd carried for weeks. "You have been served." Maeve's arms tightened around my neck. I walked us to the door, into the bite of night air, and let the house erupt behind us without turning around. Maeve didn't cry in the car. She sat upright, hands folded, watching streetlights slide over the swelling under her tights. "Does it hurt?" I asked. She shrugged. "It's fine." At the next red light she spoke, voice careful. "He doesn't like me." I hated my first instinct, to soften it with a lie. "What he said was about him," I told her. "Not you." She worried her sleeve. "Is it because I'm not real?" I pulled onto the shoulder, hazards ticking. I turned toward her and made my voice solid. "You are real. You are my child. You belong with me." She searched my face, then nodded once, storing it. Home was small and safe, ice, cocoa, her movie. When she finally slept, I sat at my table and let the reason for that folder rise, sharp as vinegar. 2 weeks earlier, Tessa had texted, "Can you watch Junie for an hour?" At my parents' house, Junie climbed onto the couch and flipped open Tessa's laptop like it was a toy. A document was already up. My grandfather's name, then mine, printed clean and unmistakable. I took one photo and closed it. Marin Doyle studied the image in her office and said, "If your name is on it, they owe you a full accounting. Trustees don't get to decide you don't count." She drafted the petition with calm hands, warning me, "They'll try to make it about whether you belong." Tonight proved her right. Before midnight, my phone started buzzing. Tessa, furious, my mother pleading, my father cold. "You're not taking anything. Not from us, ever." I looked down the hall at Maeve's sleeping shape and answered no one. In the morning, Marin would file. Court smelled like paper and polish. Marin sat beside me while my parents' attorney tried to turn my petition into a morality play. "She's acting in bad faith," he said. "There's been uncertainty." My father, Graham, stared at the judge. My mother worried a tissue into strings. Tessa wouldn't meet my eyes. Marin didn't argue feelings. She held up my photo, then the trust pages she'd compelled. "Name on the instrument," she said. "Duty to account. Freeze distributions until records are produced." The judge skimmed, paused. "This court is not litigating biology today," he said. "We're preserving assets." His gavel cracked once. Orders followed. Full accounting, bank holds, no more family support withdrawals. Outside, Tessa hissed, "You're ruining us." "No," I said. "You ruined me. I'm done paying." Weeks later, envelopes arrived. Transfers, dates, my mother's signature approving them again and again. Marin moved to remove the trustees. The court agreed. Restitution came like weather. Interest, fees, deadlines. They sold the house to cover it. When the first payment hit my account, I didn't celebrate. I changed the locks. I opened savings for Maeve. And I booked therapy for both of us. I stopped answering unknown numbers. One evening, Maeve asked, "Do I have to be real for people to love me?" I cupped her face. "You never audition for love," I told her. We leave anyone who makes you." She nodded, certain. For the first time, so was I. That Christmas, we ate pancakes for dinner, watched snow fall, and I felt my shoulders finally unclench fully.